Morning all. Just another minute or so, and then we get started. How's it, Angel? How's it, guys? Sully, Cheryl, Mike? Let's try. You want to go over something quickly, Mike? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Let's do that quickly whilst we're doing that. Stop the share. Just give me a moment. Share screen. Where is it now? DX. Right. Share. Swap it over to the portal. Choose a portal here. Right. You go straight down to the bottom. It says social media. Hope you can see this all right. And then you click on YouTube. So you go to your portal, scroll down the menu, and you'll see social media at the bottom. And just click on YouTube, and there it is. All clear, Mike? You're muted, so I can't hear you. All clear? Thumbs up. Got it. Okay. Stop the share. Okay, everyone else got that? If you want to look at this trade, just in future you can't make it, just go to your portal, scroll down to social media, click on it, and there it is. Bear in mind, if you watch it 3 days later, it's out of date. Just bear that in mind. Okay, so I can knock that off, correct? Go back to share again. Just a second. Right, put up the participants again. And the chat, just give me a moment. Morning, guys. Right, all sorted. Good enough. Okay, right. It was a dismal day yesterday. We all know that. But when I say dismal, there's a big fact that being dismal and having a horrible bunch of. Hang on a second. Just sorry, excuse me, from head office. Just got to do this quickly. Just be with you in a moment. Okay, so that. Okay, now where was? So I say dismal. It wasn't dismal. It's just boring, basically, because there's just nothing happened. We're waiting. It happened, and it's nice afterwards to explain. At times, a bit of a drag. It's nice afterwards to see that don't drag it on and hope for the best and try and force stuff, etc. Just go and pick a book up and read, or I don't know, do something else. Because I'm just pure. I've been there. All this, I've been there, and I've done that. And I want to try and put the old head on to the younger shoulders here. And say, I found stuff and adjusted trend lines and all that because I want to do something. And I've always been, not always to be fair, some got lucky, but a lot of times I did not. So it's one of those things. Now we've got a couple of opportunities by being patient to arrive. Unfortunately, a lot of them I looked at this morning. We've had all the many meetings carry on, so some might be late and some of the ships might have sailed. But the bottom line is, I've got out buying the dollar. Simple as that. Now, I'm leaving the Japanese alone, not any other either, the ship sail. I can't get a risk reward on it. And I'm leaving the Canadian Swiss franc. They're also pretty strong. So I'm concentrating the other four. We'll start with the AUD USD, which I think has been set out. Again, I'll be honest, they're my ideas. So I'm trying to get pushing along where we can get all the guys on a WhatsApp and go out and just send them out instead of faffing around, copying. You guys got to chase, wait for the trade, and some of the ship sells. It's frustrating, but I'm working on it. So I'm getting the slow-moving red tape to get it sorted. Okay, so we got this one here, but I think the ship might have sailed. I got the guys in this morning at 63.26. I think it was sent out at 63.10. I think, unfortunately, the ship might have sailed on this one. Because you use the TP and SL that's going to be produced, might be a decent risk reward. But the dollar strengthening, I honestly thought that it's booked. Came down to 111.8, and I didn't see that lasting, so it seems to be jumping around. It seemed to be retaking the 100 above area. So I'm buying the dollar, and I really see the dollar weeks way ahead. You won't like these trades, but I don't see why the dollar shouldn't continue to strengthen from here. You've got to look at the bigger picture, very important. Considered the safe haven to go to. Gold's come off. I want to get it at 16, 17 and above. It didn't quite reach there, and it came off. So we missed that trade. We couldn't get a risk reward, but saw the downside. We just couldn't get a risk reward. But it's come off again. The dollar's now, it's flowing into their bonds, and for the fact it's a bit of a safe haven. So I do see dollar strength coming in, never mind just the interest rate. So we've got an opportunity to sell it down. Whether you want to chase it, you might get a, gets the round figure. We'll know about we might get a bounce at the round figure, to take it back up to get a risk reward a little bit higher up. But before I do anything else, I do want to, I want to get these four trades sorted first, Cheryl. Anybody want to look at doing this one? It's held on the 10-day, and of course it's well below there. I think you might, I don't know if we're going to get the bounce. Pity. Where is this one? You're Ian Angel. Okay, I'll put the position size up, but with the original figures, I had a 6. No, we'll do the 610 one. I'll put them up anyway. I'll see the ones I've got. They might have a different stop loss. I had originally a 642, but that ain't going to work. So I have to put a bit tighter. We'll play run. Here we go. Got that. And give us 0.6. We'll have to make a different stop. That's not going to work. 3.7. Try that. And the TP originally I got is 0.62. I think it's going to work. So I have to have a slightly wider TP. Say these figures are skewed because I couldn't get the thing out to you this morning. What on earth is going on now? This bloody thing. Markets are moving. This thing's, Anyway, whinge not. Sound like a whinging pom, eh? 3.7. 0.62. Maybe he wants all the zeros. Put all the zeros you like in there. Yeah. That's better. You're not going to do that. I don't want any tight, so we have to move this down. If you want to join it now, it's just squeezing it with that TP. I don't want to stop any tight or whoever doing it. You can start modifying the stop. If 63 holds keep going down, you can put the stop in. Maybe get a bit tighter. That's it. Get a better risk reward. Maybe try that. It's 117 bucks a micro if you want to chase it yet. Good to have you back, Peleso. I must admit, I don't want to embarrass you, but I'm going to anyway. I like your WhatsApp picture. Okay, so if you want to chase it, there you are. Looks like the dollar's going to strength is 112 now. Yeah, boys will be boys, eh, guys? It's not our fault. It's the way we were designed. Anyway, joking apart, let's move on. The other one, I'll go in alphabetical order. It was the Euro USD. I think that ship sailed as well. I want to get Euro USD at 98.63. It's 20 pips sailed. We might get it. Let's have a look. Imagine we just stop to a better one. I got a 99.55. That might not cut it. There it is already. And what I've got down here, 97. That's not going to work. So I have to make the stop a bit tighter. So 50. Not going to work. So I'll have to put the stop down a bit. You can still move it down a bit, maybe down to this level here. There, you'll get it there. If you want to chase it there, and you're not in, I see a sell there. I've always said, Angel, I beat you to it. Said, welcome back. Beat you to it there, Angel. When you have a picture like she's got on there, the guy's going to beat you to it. I'm really embarrassing now. Move along, guys. Anyway, anyone want to do this one? I think a couple of guys like the AUD, so I put it down. I'm going to have to adjust that to 63 for the TR, though. Mine's at 63, anyway, a little bit higher, I'm afraid. Anyone want to do this one? We'll leave it alone. Need to do it because we need to move on. A couple of yeses, if not, we can move on. Can do the morning, everyone. Got to move on this one. No thanks. Yes, fine is doing. Anybody else? I'll put a tick beside the figures. Okay, right. I'll put the TR1 down, slightly lower beside mine. That's 46. You are. Right, carrying on to GBP, I think that ship's definitely. We got in at 1.14 this morning. I think that ship sailed. Yeah, I think that ship sailed. I still like it though. I still like it. Okay, we can't do that stop clearly. We'll have to do a tighter stop, it's the only problem. And the TP's got to be moved. What can we put the TP in it? I got 1.1. That might hold. That might work actually. 1.1. Better put the O's in case you blanks it for some reason. Yeah, just about squeeze it there. Having a bit of a bounce, didn't quite get to the round figure, having a bit of a bounce, but I see overall downside on that one as well. So yeah, if you want to do the renewed figures, anyone like this one? Now, I'm going to do these four first, and then it's moving a bit, and then we'll do the others. Host privilege, sorry about that, Zed. Right. It's a D after this one. Anyone want to do this one? Cheryl likes it. Anybody else? Oh, Divine, that's good. I'll put a tick in. What we've got? 2025. Okay. 1.1325. And that's a TR. And the last one, NZD at 5.7. I think we missed that one as well. We might find another one. It's not that far off. It's not total sales, 20 pips below. It's still okay. Look at the 4 hour on this one, but a moment or two. See, it's holding okay. Short thing, first of all. So, yeah. No. Who's it? Did he tell you? Yeah. You see the 4 hours holding there and dollar creeping in. So, right. So what we got now is I got 5,770. It might not work. That was my original. And 550. Play around with a bit to see if you can get it if you like it. 0.555. See if that will take. 153, just squeezing it there with the original stop loss. You might build it a little bit better if you like it on the daily. Might get it down a little tad if you want. There you are, 128 bucks a micro, reasonable risk reward. Anyone like to do this one? Just tell me, I need 2 guys, then we can move on to the next slot. You can move on this and we can relax in a minute when we've got them sorted out with a chit chat. Carol likes it, anybody else like it? Okay, fine, I'll tick that off and put the revised figures in. 85, okay? Great stuff. So let's see how those go. Right, I want to go and look at the guys, ones you offered there. Just go right up to the top. Just don't want to miss anyone, put it in order. Cheryl, ladies first. AUD, JPY. Right. Took great profits, had a great day. Oh, so you don't want to go into them. Okay, sorry. Didn't read the full one. So busy on the others, beg your pardon. Good, fantastic. Okay, I'll move down. What did you want to look at, Seth? It's moving down here. EURAUD. EURAUD. You still want to buy it? I'm not keen. I'll give you a due. Look at those wicks. Or what we on the daily is higher, lower than yesterday's low. I'll give you a due. I'm just battling to see the follow through on the euro. I'm just worried about it, these heights. Clearly in the buy zone, clearly higher lows. You can clearly see there. Technically speaking, I have to be honest, I agree with you. I'm just a bit scared because I just think the euro isn't. If that was a USD or something or CHF, I'd be more in favor. I'm just a bit worried with a bit of a course. No other reason, not the technical side. The technical side, I totally agree with you. So for me personally, I personally will sit this one out, but that's just me personally. I missed that AUD JPY and look how happy Cheryl is on it. So anybody like to do this one as a buy, that is. I think the CHF JPY long, we'll have a look. I think you might have missed that. We'll have a look. Yeah, there could be some, there is some news at 11. So that's, maybe say that, it's in the German. I mean, German is powerful, but it's not the EUR. There's other countries involved. So I wouldn't let that bug you too much. Okay. But anyway, that apart, anyone want to join Zeph on this one as a buy? So I'm with you on that, Cheryl. It does a bit, but it's not the euro, it's the German. I quite agree. It's clearly the biggest economy in there, but still, it's not the overall. It mustn't overdo it now. Okay, RR. Okay, a couple of you like it, so we'll do that then. That's a long sits before the first place. Where do you want the? Most guys are in favour of slightly tighter stops and tighter TPs in long term. So see if we can get it below here. Too far. Get it below here then. Okay, well, let's say 1,552. If you have very wide stops, you're looking at things like 300 rand a micro, then you've got to have 5 grand in your account. That's the problem. Then let's see, we go to monthly, so we can find something out there. Let's have a look. Maybe get the weekly, hang on. Yeah, we get the weekly, that's probably better. How far is this going to be? Might squeeze it there. 57.71. It doesn't play around with it. Just squeeze it, I think. More than I thought. Maybe we put this down a little bit. I think it jumped, that's why. Anything jumped, that's why. Yeah, that's fine. Now we'll just put the TP a little bit higher. That should do it. Okay. If you guys want that, I'll clearly put it down. The trading forum. It's not a dictatorship. Unless you don't do as I tell you, then I'm sending you off to the bloody gulag. Okay, so Steph, you like it? Anyone else? I can't pronounce your name. KM likes it. Angel likes it. So there, yeah, I'll put it down then. Okay, so 1.5634, 1.5546, 1.5791. I always put not me, because if I get it wrong, I'm the first to take my hat off and say, well done, guys. Clap, clap, Rog. But that's the way it is, you know, fair enough. And it instills upon you, nobody's God in this business. Okay. I tell you what, I don't want to be rude there, Zeph, but if you looked a bit more like this earlier, I'd be a lot more pleased with that close together. I'm sorry about that, Zeph. Don't take it too much to heart. He's probably really punchier in that. Will boys ever grow up, Ed? Now, I'm afraid when it comes to guys, I'm sorry about that, Zeph. Got to keep that COVID space between us. Yeah, well, yeah. It's a serious trading room. We can't talk like this. Right, okay, we'll see how those go. Let's have a recap. Yesterday, S&P jumped up a bit, but still, let's say it jumps around. Just going to knock this off. Jumps around a bit. The Nasdaq was a little bit higher than I expected, actually. Jumped around a bit. It's not looking as pretty as I'd like. Tried to come off and went up again. It's not that pretty at the moment, but we got a decent stop on it. So, you mean it will jump around. But it's slightly in the minus as we speak. Trying to find where it is. 3,670. So it's not pretty at the moment, but we got to stop at 370.65. I'm going to stop down now. Was that yesterday's? Hang on, I've got the right stuff down there. Just a second, bloody paper stuff here. I've got the wrong one there. Ah, yes, sorry, 3817. No, you're fine. Okay, all right, just get a note of that. Okay, so not great, but I think it's going to come off. I want to go through the shares, or more up by 3, to quickly do it. Shares, it did beautifully and it popped back up. So it's slightly in the minus, not much. but it's doing beautifully. It popped up. Meta 132 was doing beautifully, and then just suddenly pops up in the sudden jump of the NAS. That's it, the ex-Facebook, as you remember. But I think the NAS might come off. It's a bit overcooked. Let's do the NAS quickly. Yeah, I think got to 1.13. 1.13, sorry, 11,300. Got faults on the brain. Yeah, I see the whole 11.3. It seemed to come off a bit. Look at a slightly shorter term one. Yeah, it's a bit sideways at the moment. I think the yields about 4%. Just check that they are. Well, it's dropped slightly below 4, but they were going up when I last looked. So if the yields continue to move back up again, the dollar seems to be strengthening. We should get a decent pullback on that, which would be good for your S&P, for your Meta and your BA. So see what happens between now and 3:30. It might open up nice and down, so that'll be nice in a profit. So that's okay. What else did we get out yesterday? Not much action yesterday, was it? If JPY was asked about, didn't get one in. We had one in earlier on. I think some guys took profit, I don't know, but that's doing beautifully. I wouldn't be chasing it now. Like the US dollar yen, I wouldn't be chasing it now. Both of them I see 150 or even higher. This could even get the 150 a little bit above that. I think the US dollar, what's that for yen? 149, it's popped its head above it. I still see, I've been saying it for the last few days, get to 150, but we couldn't get a risk reward. I had a CAD JPY and a CHF JPY out. Some guys didn't hold on, they always took their profit. Fair enough, it could have pulled back, but it turned out he didn't. So I'm not sure I'll be chasing it now. She loves it, but it's a dangerous thing to play with. Loves it, yep, but dangerous thing to play. I thought 30,000 might hold and it jumped up. I'm steering clear of it. I'm not playing with that or the NAS lately. But I keep an eye on what's happening because it gives you an overall indicator of the markets. But it's jumping around too much for my liking. But yeah, I wouldn't be chasing that. Anybody want to chase this before I go further? And just because I say so, didn't we say that's the rule of law? Okay, so you don't be chasing it. Fair enough. Okay, we'll look at Brent. We weren't in it, but it seems to try to come off. That seems to be holding. I mentioned maybe a sell there. Nobody's particularly keen. I wouldn't be joining it now, though. I still sit a bit sideways. I hope it's going to get down below 88, but we shall see. But I'm not chasing that. It's a bit too sideways for my liking. But the sellers are defending, as you can see. I think that's all we got out. If I miss one, just tell me. I think you're a JPY. I did well on that one. So you made money on that. The other ones, we've all made profits. No point in going on about them. The only long-term one is giving us a bit of a problem is NGAS. It's such a long-term one. Unless you've been stopped out, I wouldn't panic too much on it. I still see that's pretty good. I don't know what it's doing the sell zone. I still see that there's going to be some increase in the usage going forward in the winter over there. So I still see upside on it. Some guys have got fairly wide stops and holding onto it for a longer term. This is a longer term one. If you stopped out, I still think it's a possibility of buying it again, but it's up to you. Okay, NZDJPY, otherwise I'm going to leave that alone for the moment. NZDJPY for a buy. Well, I certainly see upside. Maybe it'll pull back a bit. Seem to be pulling back a bit there. Let's try the hours. Zoom in a bit. Yeah, look at that. In the hourly one. Pop down. This seems to be holding on the hourly. And it pulled it back up again. It's back in the breakthrough there. So I do see the upside. I think you might get a bit of noise at 85. Might get a bit of a pullback. And then it probably go further up. So I agree with the upside. I'm just wondering whether we shouldn't see if we can wait to get a bit of a pullback. But Trump's going to risk missing it. I'd be more comfortable if I saw that near the 50-day moving average around these levels here. I saw it around about 87, 84.40. I'd be much more comfortable with it. You might get a pullback there. I personally think I might just using it, Cheryl, and see if I can get a better price. If I can't, I'll say, well, so what? So if anyone wants to join it now, we'll go half in now, half of the pullback. That's fair enough, but I do see the long. I agree on that. Any comments, guys? Yeah, we see the long, but I mean, do you want to get a better price or do you earn a certain market? That's the bottom line. What do you guys? Wait for pullback. So we wait on the pullback on that one. Whose idea was it? Cheryl's. NZD. Oh, Rissord, okay. Might squeeze there. Don't get too cute. 86.10. Not that keen to use the 4 hour having the stop inside today's range. Plus, it's only 10 hours old today anyway. So maybe we'll have to put that up a tad. It's not a problem. Put that there. That'll do. Okay, $100 a micro. I don't want to put the stop any tighter than that. Doesn't seem to be pulling back, so it might be worth going in now. If you want to do it, go for it. I'll put it down. I personally give it a miss, but I've missed out a lot of things, you know. Okay, well, put it down. What a pleasure. Put down for Zeph. That wasn't Zeph's. Whose idea was this? Cheryl. Sorry about that, Cheryl. NZDJPY. Cheryl. Buy. 84.80. Actually, 84.84 to be fair. 83.95 and 86.23. Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, good enough. So you got 6 out today, 4 I'm with, and 2 you guys have gone out with, which looks like I might miss out on. No, I haven't actually. Pound ordered. I tell you, it's interesting. Yeah, we all hate the pound. Did a lot with it, eh? Just by the way, I knew about it, but didn't know the extent of it. We wonder why the pound all that problems and its strength so much. Well, I don't know if you did, but I knew that the governor of the Bank of England, a guy called Bailey, decided to buy up the pound to defend the pound because it was looking like it was going to go the way of a banana republic. But I just didn't expect the bounce from that buyback of the pound defending it to the extent it did. But they've only got a certain amount of cash. The forex market's astronomically huge, which is good. It means you can get jumps if governments interfere, but it doesn't mean that they can control the market, which you want. So I'm not sure that's going to, the pound strength is going to continue. The fundamentals are not there for it. So I'm a little bit iffy on the pound as buying it, but this is clearly technically a buy zone. So I'm a little bit nervous of buying the pound. That's my statement of the case if you're looking for upside. Oh, you want to chase the short? Oh, beg your pardon, the other way around. You want to sell it? Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm not sure I'm too keen on it, but I'm more in favor of downside. I know it's in the high zone. I know it's in the buy zone and all that. I think that's artificial strength being crept in. I'm not sure it's going to last. I expect a bit of downside here. Anyway, what do you guys think? That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you want to trade it in the down? Do you want to trade the buy? Or what do you want to do with it? If stated my case, your chance to state yours. All your newly found marvelous knowledge. Hello, you out there? What are you doing? Any comments? Shell's going to stay out. Anybody want to join Zeph on this one? What do you want to do, by the way? I mean, Cliff, do you want to short it? I personally think it's going to come off. I ain't trading it. Too many ifs and buts on this one, but actually, I do see a bit of downside. I presume Zeph will look down. You got to short it. Zeph's going to short it. Anyone else want to join it? John thinks so. He wants to short it as well. I'm sort of favour, but I'm just telling you, I'm not good. But I do see more down potential than up. So do you want to do that? John seems to like it. No problem. The network's not a lot we can do about that this side, unfortunately. So Zeph's going to. You're joining him on that, John? Anybody?
Easy. Physiotherapist, even wala. I don't think that's what's something I'm doing wala.
Okay. Set the mute you. Sorry, guys. Just remind me. Fair enough. Okay, well, on that basis, because John seems keen. Okay, we'll see that. What's it? 1.7993. 1 point. That one done a bloody doobie, have we? Not too far away, is it? 79 is too far away there. That's a problem. Okay, try for this one here. 70s. What do you got? The same as yours. 170. I'll make it 27, okay, because it's on there as well. 7727. That'll do. Put whatever TP I like. I put that in. Pretty similar. Okay. If you want a slightly wider a stop, you can do it, but that's the general idea. Happy with that? 811. 811. 81146. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, if you're happy with that, we'll put that down there. So it's your trade. We'll call it 147, not playing around for 1 pip. 7727. We'll modify afterwards, you know the score. Right, okay, that's Zeph's couple joined. Okay, there we are. There you are. If you want to join the Zeph on that one. Yeah. If you got the money, you don't really want to be trying to keep an eye on about 10 different trades. I suppose after a while, you used to it. But especially in your early days, your trading journey, might be a little bit too much for you to watch, even if you've got enough money in there. But if you haven't got enough free margin, you've got no choice. For goodness sake, don't go into it and leave yourself a couple of bucks free margin. You're asking for a margin call. You must keep free margin to cater for the noise of the market, you know, the ups and downs. Absolutely vital. Okay, there you are. So got a few trades out, see how they move along. And yeah, see if we can get some more downside on the NAS. All got that? Can I move it? S&P, just have a look. So GBP CAD still misbehaving. Trying to come off. Okay, right. I think that's quite a few we got out. Most of them seem to be doing okay-ish. We'll revisit later. Give me a moment to think of some paper here of the past because it's confusing me. I want to look at the stuff as what's we now? The 14th of last week. So anything from last week, I'm tearing up. Okay, because it's just getting too much paper up here. I want to concentrate on the last couple of the beginning of this week. That's it. Yeah, that's fine. We don't get ourselves bogged down. We're looking at old trades with different. We've gone into a couple more, and then we get bogged down with old figures compared with new ones. Okay, all right. Okay. Just want to check on gold. Yeah, that ship's definitely sold. I want to get in there yesterday, but it's going to get a decent price. Okay, right. Over to you. Any questions? All guys now know about the position size calculator. You all know how to set your charts up, how to save them. You all got the DXY, the 10-year note yields. You've all got the economic calendar. All got that. If not, please tell me and I'll show you, etc. Those are must. Part of the trading is to know that. You all know if you miss a trade, if you miss a trading room, all you do is go to your portal, scroll down the menu to social media, you'll see YouTube there and click on it. The latest ones are posted there. Okay. GBP NZD sell. Good old GBP again. Ever since Murphy's Law, ever since we said it's a funny bloody currency, should be fixated with the damn thing. GBP NZD sell, yeah, possibly coming down a bit, but a bit nervous of it. NZD is okay, it's not the strongest going. It has come off a bit. It might get a bit of profit taking bounce on the 10-day. It's still a 4-hour. That might hold before it's going to break through there. 1 hour. Seem to be recovering a little bit. You might get a better price. Even though it's a buy zone, I tend to lean with you. I do see a bit of downside on it, but I'm just a little bit nervous of that one. I think you might be better fish to fry elsewhere. As I say, we've got quite a few trades out there which are looking okay for the moment. For chasing this one, well, I do see a bit of downside. I'm not that confident against the NZD. It's going to be a quick one. It might get a bit of side. It might even pop up a bit before it comes off. Yeah, I noticed that slightly inflation, slightly above expected. So it hadn't forced interest rate, but it has put the thinking towards that, which might get a bit of strength of the NZD, which I think more or less discounted the market, as you can see, and the slight fall off on the pound there. So yeah, I think that is more or less discounted now there. Finally, so yeah. Might jump back up a bit. That's my problem to maybe these sort of levels here. Maybe around about the 2. If it gets back to 2, might be worth looking at shorting it or miss it. I'm a bit iffy on that one. I'm not against it. I do see a vision, as Afika says, but I'm a bit iffy on it. Okay. Right. Over to you guys. What would you like to chat about? And a bit of a fast moving since 9:30. Got some stuff going. So we can look at it, discuss stuff anyway. Okay, right. Must be something you want to discuss there. There's 40 guys on board. What would you like to discuss now? Recap, look back at something. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Ed. Go well. Maybe catch you this afternoon. Do you want to do a recap? It's up to you now. I've got a few out from the recap them. AUD, USD. So hover around the 63, maybe break further down. Cheers, Anne-Marie. Thanks for joining. Hope you learned a bit there. You'll see a I've been hanging on in there, yeah. Give me a bloody jip though, this thing. In fact, I think literally leave the bloody thing alone. Give me more jip, it does pleasure. It's not the I saw the wrong one, CHF. What does it look right at all? This one, yeah. I still think 98 is going to hold. I still see downside, but it's not exactly doing me big favors at the moment. But anyway, I think running around about this, not losing much or gaining much on it. We might get going. Hopefully, it'll break down soon. Yeah. Oh, I certainly did. I've got it written down here, though, from the trading perspective. Oh, yeah, we did on the Friday, 14th of Friday, yeah. 97.70, so it's slightly up. It's 10 pips up. To be honest, I got in slightly higher than that earlier on before the TR. So I'm about break even. It's not much happening. It's sitting there since Friday. But, yeah, might get going. If you're going for the long, you might be all right. Not much happening either side. And quite frankly, we had one the other day, Zeph, we both won. I think I was a short or a long and you were vice versa. And it came down, that was right, I was a short. And came off, did well, modified stops, and hit me out in the profit. Then it shot up. And then you modified stops, hit you in the profit. I can't remember which one it was. So one went short, one went long. We both won. Happens, eh? With this noise we're getting in the market. But we'll see. No, Ash about it. Ash Reeve getting short might be the answer at the end of the day. Yeah, I know it's a strange one, this one, but I ain't selling the Swissy for the moment, so we'll see what happens. Not shooting the lights out, but it's not a disaster, put it that way. Okay, Euro USD, anything happening there? Or we're going to bet on a shorter term chart. Seems to be trying to come off, not so bad. GBP USD came off nicely and had a bounce. Thought it might get a bounce. I think it'll sort of come off again. Yeah, had a bit of a bounce and then just came off again. Got practically to the round figure. I think it did, yeah, the round figure. Said to the guys, he might bounce to the round figure. Caught that as it truly did. Some guys might have taken it there this morning, like a morning trade, no matter day trade, and then it bounced back up. But I still see the downside there. So yeah, there we go. What was the next one on the list? Was the NZD, wasn't it? USD, keep on the term, see any movement there. Yeah, did the same thing. Came off beautifully, bounced up, now it's coming off again. So hopefully do okay on that one. Trying to wait for this to get going. Look for 15, might get a better picture. Wait for it to get going. Hope it does. What was the other one? That's about it. Oh, Brent. I knew someone. We've got Brent. That's right. It's pretty sideways with the 1 hour. Still see a little bit of downside there, but I will be joining it now. Stay on the sidelines on that. If you're in a short, I think you're on the right side. Even the long, I'd be questioning that at the moment. Okay. Good enough. Any movement down the S&P? Good sideways, okay. Not much happened today. It don't really call the ZUW on the German that big a deal. I think basically parts of normal inventories on oil and jobless claims once a week. I think there's a building permits on the come. It's not a hectic week. It's not a hectic week this week, fundamental wise. Bear that in mind. That's almost a relief. They had quite a big movement yesterday, so I think it might be a little bit quieter going forward, but still, I think a lot of this stuff's overbought, giving us opportunities. Okay. Right, I've got some new names up there, I think, or have I? Been before. Any questions? No good being shy in the background if you're not sure. Voice them, join in, be part of the forum. Make your name heard, make your vote count. I like that. Make your vote count. I'm sure you've got some questions. I'm sure you've got some stuff to offer that we could all learn from. Anything. On that subject, Bob, just to change the subject quickly, see, don't forget the, if you follow the cricket, the T20 World Cup in Australia started on Monday. And the Football World Cup's next week, next month, I think the 20th, 21st, something like that. Anyway, right, anything to discuss there, guys? We've all got those links for the dollar index and all that sort of thing. No good keeping silent, you don't have it, and then you wonder why you're becoming a cropper. That's what the forum's for. It's a shared experience. It's not for me to teach you. We shouldn't be doing that. As in, you know, teaching you the basic of trading. That's SMC's job, not ours. Still silence. Can't think anything. Still the Euro CHF. Okay. Starting to try to come down. This one gave us a lot of jip. I thought that's getting ridiculous right up these sort of levels. And he did last come off. Maybe get a bit of decent downside there. That's too late to chase, unfortunately. Others, I don't know. The trade's not going too bad anyway, well, as far as I can see. Yeah, I'm for it if you can afford it. I don't. How much money you got, Godfrey? How much money you got in your account? Well, you want to tell me that for everybody. But if you look, I agree with the short, but don't trade with less than £5 because you need a wide stop on this thing. If you got 1 or 2 grand, I don't know what you got. You might have 20 grand for as far as I know. I'm just warning. Some guys are trying to play around with this highly volatile instrument with tight stops, and getting margin call and getting knocked out, all that sort of thing. Because they haven't got that, but they're undercapitalized. Remember, in business, you've got to have the right capital. If you're undercapitalized, it's going to always be an uphill struggle. Always remember that. But I do see the downside. I see the stop up here somewhere. So too far away, maybe up here somewhere. It's above 11.5. Maybe above 11.5. Yeah, you get up 11.5 if you want it. Show what I mean. I see the possibility down. Give it a wider stop there. 11.550 and 10. I think it's got a chance of getting back there. Do it. Good chance. Don't be out of the woods yet, so he's going to attack that 61.8 Fibonacci retracement target that occurred at 10.5 a couple of days ago. And yeah, it's a Fibonacci retracement going back to COVID. The problem is, look at that. Yeah, I think you're risking getting it tighter stop than that. So on 500, you should be looking at about a 10 grand balance, not even 5 grand for that kind of risk. If you put any tighter, you can do, but you risk getting stopped out. And I certainly would have it closer than 200 rand. Sorry, 200 rand, 200 pips. Now you're talking 360 rand is your risk. There you need about 6 grand, not 5 grand, 6 grand to get your risk reward correct. Otherwise, you can be utterly and hopelessly overexposed and you can blow your accounts in one trade, which is not the way you trade. It's not the professional way to do it. So, Godfrey, I know it's kind of Tom you got, but you need about 10 grand those figures. If you want a better, tighter stops, up to you. If you haven't got 10, you only got 5 or 6, but if you got 1 or 2 or something like that, in my opinion, you battle trade anyway, but at least you can sort of scrabble around with it, but not in this instrument. Try and encourage guys, if you want to do this, do it properly. You need capital, you need knowledge, and you need the right equipment. Going in half-hearted in that usually ends up in tears. Because remember, it's a zero-sum game, guys. The losers give it to the winners. Not money comes out of nowhere. So the guys have got the capital, the knowledge, professionalism, etc., the discipline, often take it over the undisciplined or the indisciplined. Well, you could do. I think it's a good chance he might come back to 10.5 before it jumps, but we'll see. It's gone back to 11 to 11.5 zone. I'll give you that. 11 might hold. It's a bit topsy-turvy. I'm personally giving them this at the moment. It's a fairly quiet week, so there are a couple, but nothing major coming out that's going to sort of jolt it. Yeah, good stuff, Godfrey. Yeah. I didn't know what that is because I know some guys not realizing that they're going in on highly leveraged accounts with limited capital, and of course, it just any movement up past 3 is margin calling them. You want to buy the end, do you, Mr. Farney, Mr. Murray? Well, okay, fair enough. Not sure I'll be joining on this one, but we'll see. I see where you're coming from. It's pretty overcooked. I get that completely. Seriously overcooked. But 2 reasons why I'm not keen. I'm not keen on buying the yen. If you sell this one, you're buying the yen automatically. Number 2, it's 10 hours old this day. and it's complete indecision to try to come off. The buyers came back in again. No, that's no excuse, Phillips. No excuse. You're in big, big trouble here. Take 100 lines. I must not be late for trading room, and then hand it in to the headmaster at the end of the day. Great to have you, Philip. What a welcome. Poor guys, I'll just settle down. Bugger around with load shedding and get this crap from the host. My roundabout way of saying welcome. Great stuff. Good to have you. Anyway, yeah, going back to this one, yeah, I'm not keen for it. That's me personally. But you see my thinking, you're buying the yen, which is very questionable. It's in a very strong zone, although it can get overvalued, I get that. And more to the point, look at here. The buyers that came in on that wick, he had no follow through the downside. That little bit of that was just profit taking, guys getting out of it, and then of course buyers coming back in again. Try the 4 hour. Look at that. There's no indicator to say it's going to suddenly come flying off or coming off at all. In fact, no, I would certainly not be. I'll do nothing with this. Swap with it actually. That's LIA territory, big time. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of traders will think the same way. So I doubt you're going to get much movement. I mean, if no one trades, you're not going to get any movement. You get my point. The volume's great movement. And I don't think getting much volume of trading. But most guys, see what Zeph and the others think, Philip or whatever, would do this one. They'd probably leave it alone. I think get most people you ask them, they're probably put LIA down. Well, if you're putting LIA, you're not going to get them. So if you take it, you're not going to get the movement. Then just frustrated, stuck in the damn thing. I don't mind NGAS if you're sticking there. You know you might be in there for a month or two, but this is what you don't want to be hanging around a month or two on this one. And always remember, you need free margin. If you're limiting your capital, the last thing you want to tie it up going nowhere is you can't trade. You haven't got all your money stuck in this instrument. That's something else. You only got 500 Rand. I'm trying to discourage it, but maybe I'm money grabbing. I'm not. You can only go to one trade at a time and only 0.01. You can't diversify. You can't do squat. And if you have a higher leverage account, if you start diversifying and going bigger, you're going to risk getting margin called in the noise, even if your trade is right. So it's just no. And I think the reason why that's so small is because of lack of knowledge. They haven't encouraged and haven't explained to them properly. So you're not going to jump into something, a lot of capital, if you're still a bit sort of don't have the knowledge as to where, why, and what. I'm just telling you guys, from 500 Rand, I'll be honest with you, it's too limited. You can't diversify. You can't do squats. Common sense. You can try to open a business with 500 Rand. Make it even worse. That was 500 Rand. It's like 25 quid. About $30. Not doing you any favors. Not doing me or the company around. I'm just saying to yourself. You need that capital. If you haven't got it, we'll do the best you can. You'll be struggling, and it's like even if you win a trade, it's going to be peanuts because you haven't got the money getting anything bigger than 1 micro. Yes, Bill will come out tomorrow. It's okay, but it's not horrendous. I think it's overcooked. And I just think that the dollar, with interest rates still coming out, is giving it a bit of strength, and it's been used as safe haven. That's probably now, with interest rate, might be split to number 2. It's major safe haven now. Gold's not really been up there for the safe haven. A lot of guys now are using that as a safe haven. And remember, the safety of the dollar is too big to fail. What's too big to fail? That is seriously too big to fail. So they know the guarantees are there. And they've got slightly better interest rates coming in. So they're starting to, a lot of guys buying into dollars for that reason. And the yields are starting to look a bit of an attractive side, which makes the stock market less attractive. One of the reasons why in the past, with interest rates near zero, guys weren't saving, there's no point. So they're buying stuff and they're borrowing at those cheap rates to buy stuff. That's now got out of hand. That's the reason why. I won't say it can't come back a little bit more. Who knows? I say the overall foot forward, I see for those reasons as rather buy the pullbacks if you're buying a dollar with the DXY. Remember, it's made up of over 55% or more of the euro in that index. It's heavily weighted in the euro favor, don't forget. You could well be right, Zeph, but I think it'll be temporary. And the employment's not too bad. Remember, they got a major problem with illegal immigrants coming across, which, because they're not getting the dream that was sold. I feel sorry for those guys, because most of them are quite frankly uneducated, and as a result, they're being exploited by the cartels, etc., with this big dream to get them asked across the border there, and they'll be looked after. And they'll soon find out that there's an attitude towards them that's not exactly positive when they get there, and they're not quite getting the dream that they thought they were getting. What are they going to do? The cartels then have got a prime area for recruitment to go into that level of crime, and that's where the problem's coming in. And, you know, when you import somebody, it's about adding value to where you import them. Like you go give a job, you want that person to give you value. These guys have not just potentially not that much value because they haven't got the language or the skills. A lot of them haven't, predominantly. The other aspect is a good recruitment for the gangs and the crime, which is a negative. Remember, every time you go to prison, it costs the government a fortune in taxes to put you on there. I don't know what it costs. I know it's about 12 grand a month in this country, so it's probably 2 or 3 times that over there, just to have you sitting in prison. So, yeah. It could hover around. I can't make that call. I could hover around, but I can see why I shouldn't move it up. I think a bit of profit taking is coming in. It's pulled back. I think it might attract some buyers. Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be more technical buying rather than big funding. The building permits are there, but it's not major. Like the jobless is okay. That was a bit of an indicator. But to remember, there's the unemployment it's still not bad. I think it's below 4%, but there's still a more requirement of jobs. In other words, there's 10% underemployed, where people are looking for recruits and battling to get them. What a nice position being in. So how can you have that? People looking to get people on board, and you're still unemployment, because a large proportion of that 4% either haven't got the skills, or I have to say it, unemployable. You've been to prison, you've got a track record, you've got a couple of tattoos in your head, whichever on your face, which some of these guys do. Who's going to employ you? You know what I mean? They're unemployable. Fortunately, a big problem we have over here. A lot of them have got the skills level, education level so low, virtually mathematically illiterate, and even language-wise, it's reading and writing is limiting. So what skills they have, and of course the time is thing. The problem when you're working, you've got deadlines time-wise. A lot of them don't understand that, so they're rocking up late and don't understand what's wrong or can't get concepts. Education levels low, so a lot of them, even if the economy rises, you know, won't be employed. So what happens? They go to the good old government to look for a job, and then you get these bloated bureaucracies. Okay, Mark. Hope our trades go well. I don't know if you joined any of them, but we've had a few out today. But that's just how it goes there. To be honest, now there's going to be all right, whatever happens, because we're just thinking that's the way it's going. Either could happen. But just overall, I do see that for the reason I gave on the fundamental side, dollar strength is still the way to go. I mean, our interest rates are good over here. I mean, if you put a trade idea up, my memory's rattling off. But if you do, I mean, our interest rates are good here, but a lot of guys aren't making use of it because they don't trust it. But they trust it in America. If you're getting, I don't know, 4% or whatever it is in America, or 3% or something in there in America, you trust you're going to get it. You absolutely 100% trust it. Yeah, you always worry the government might suddenly step in, force the pension funds to buy out Eshcom because it's got so many problems there, or something daft can happen. There's a lot of irrationality coming in at our levels of leadership here, which can cause some storms, like a big strike at Transnet. You know, these sort of things, including more increase in load shedding. So the trust levels are not that good. A lot of economy is based on trust as well. Remember that. I mean, where would you rather have trusted completely at 3%, or not sure they'll pay you out at 4 or 5%? 20% you might consider it, but the difference, is it worth it? You know. I don't know, old enough to remember J.R. Ewing from Dallas. That was, I think it was back in the 80s. I think it was 80s or 90s, I think it was 80s. Very popular series. When it was on, it used to be a nightmare to the restaurants, to the pubs, until they put it on the TV in the pubs, because everyone stayed in to watch Dallas. It was like an addiction. Anyway, J.R. Ewing was this rascal who was in the oil business. And the guys, real guys in the oil business, even survive carrying like that. At that level, it's done on handshakes. You don't play around like that, or you're immediately blackballed from the community. It's that level you've got to have trust. I'm not talking politics now, it's all BS, I know that. But on that level, you've got to have it. Otherwise, you'll soon be, it's like golf, they won't play with you. You know what I mean? And that's not catching on our levels here. And you listen to some of the interviews of the ministers, I mean, it's embarrassing, actually. So, yeah, it's not good. So that's the reason I think dollar strength will continue. You have to look outside and take the emotion and patriotism out of it and look at off the economic basis objectively, get a clearer picture. Don't you say against my country, that's just emotional anecdotal stuff. Look at it, and that's often what's sold to us. The fact is, the trust levels here are not good, and that's an understatement. Great place to live, great people, we know that. Not run that well. And you can't fire them. I mean, they've said themselves, written to this Transnet thing, no redundancies. But the requirement for all these parastatals, unfortunately, you need to start getting rid of a lot of them. The wage bill, most of it is wasted. Too many pen pushers doubling up on their job. You don't need them. But if they do that, the whole lot will stop, and then the country will grind to a halt. So it's really, you know. Anyway, not good. But anyway, at least they called off the, well, I think they called it off. A lot of them back to work. I think half of them back to work, which is okay, because otherwise you might find you can't get petrol, you can't get food in the shops the next week. When, you know, the ports came to a standstill, horrendous. We lost over 50 billion rand, which the country can hardly afford. And if they did, it'd be nice to give some of the guys more need than, you know, those guys. And there's too many pen pushers, not enough guys out there fixing things, you know, potholes and that. Those guys are fine. It's just the pen pushers, overpaid pen pushers, don't need them. It's not the same all over the world, not just here. Bloated bureaucracy is a bane of today's society. To justify their jobs, over-regulate. It's the poor guy trying to make the money to pay the tax to help, spending all his time overcoming regulations just to keep those bureaucrats in a job. That's why I reckon you're. Okay, guys. Yeah, just have a quick check, see how trades are getting on. See if we're getting any movement down. We've got the AUD USD to start off with. It's my opinion, not the sort of thing. Dropped below 63, so let's start to come to a picture. So having a slightly shorter term, get a bit clear there. What was the next on the euro? Euro dollar was the next one. Then we'll look at yours, Zeph, or unless you're still there, yeah. Then we'll look at yours then. Euro dollar coming off, good, good, good. Unless you're a euro fan. GBP USD, yeah, it's having another bash at the round figure, good. And what was the other NZD? So that's fine. S&P, any movement down on that one? A little bit, a little bit. Right, we go to yours now. You've got to write it down. GBP, NZD, and I got the figures for it, but I didn't get the bloody instrument. 1.5634, Zeph. Which one was that? Which one was that? I think something to do with the euro or something, didn't it? I've got entry point 1.5634, stop loss 1.5546. I've forgot which bloody one it is now. I think it was the euro or something. Do you remember which one that was it? Just tell me what it is. So I could write it down here to check it. Just look it up. I'll look at the others in the meantime. NZD JPY 84.84 is a buy. 84.84 has come off 20. Fair enough. We'll see what happens there. GBP AUD was a sell, 79.93. The radio's coming back there. Sorry about that. Bloody radio's had to come on for some reason. No one GBP USD. No, that was mine. I'm talking about one of the ZEFs. Okay, well, NZD JPY. What was the other one? We'll look at it. GBP AUD. Just do that one first, finally. GBP AUD. What was that now? 93 is a sell. It's gone up a bit. Okay, well, that still might come right. What's the one? Come on, Zef. Have you left us? 1.5634. I haven't got this instrument. Don't know which one it is. I've got to write the instrument down like an idiot. Okay. TP on the GBP USD. I've got down, what have I got it down here? I've got 1.11 GBP USD. 1.11 is a TP5. EURAUD start. Thank you. Thank you. EURAUD. I thought it was a euro. And what you got? That was a buy. Yeah, you have to buy. Okay, those are ZEF trades. Okay. Euro AUD. What's that doing then? Let's have a look. What do you get in? 5634. You are AUD, wrong one. That's exactly the same. So it's doing the same thing. Same ZEF. Cut ourselves south on that one. So yeah, that's the same. The other two slightly negative, but not that much. Okay. I've got the DXY above the 112, so we'll have a look here. I think a bit late to go. No, I think GBP definitely sells. I got in this morning. I'll be honest, before the trading room. Where's it written down there? Here we are. I got a 1.14 to be honest, but the guys who got in a bit later, 1.1325. I think you're chasing a bit here, to be honest. If it gets a bit of a higher price, you can take it, Kathy. Maybe even one. If you go up another, just try and get a better price. You can. Yeah, that's cheating there, Zef. You can't say you got a 1.57 and advertise a trading idea at a much lower rate. Got to state that. You know? Anyway, we'll see what happens. The other guys have followed a different price. Just got to make sure you tell them that, you know, so they're aware of it. If you say you're already in it and from that level there, so, you know, got to mention that's important, clearly. Okay. So the four we got out this morning, not too bad. The other three you guys wanted to do. One's even Steven, other slightly down, but I wouldn't panic just yet on it. GU. What's the GU? Not sure what GU is, sorry about that. Oh, that's a new one. I like it. Ah, someone's got some brains. Aha, remember that, the GU cable, if you like. It could do that, yeah. You always modify your stop, could really do that. Could come right down here, could come low, I don't know. Modify your stop if it does, absolutely. A mess there. But we'll do 1.11 to start with, it's still going. Modify your stop, modify your TP down, and carry on. No problem there. That will do to start with anyway. Okay. So you agree with the EU and the AU and the NU as well, do you? We've got a new lingo in here. Okay, any questions, guys? Anything you missed, you just want to catch up on? GPP CAD, you think this? That's become a bit of a swear word, this thing. Oh, I see downside now. I think, I mean, you know, at 1.57, I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. As it proved, it's come off a bit. I still see downside on it, but I'm a bit wary of it. After moving 550 pips in 2 days, Bank of England or no Bank of England, I thought that was excessive. I see downside. I honestly do see downside. I'm not going to play around with it now. If you're going to do it, you are. But after Jippet's given, and look at the last now, this one. Look at the daily here. Starting to try to come off. But if you want it, I see downside. But maybe just leave it. I don't know. But pound is seriously overcooked. Well, I just really like him or not. But I know you're being facetious there. But on a serious note, like him or not, I see his point. He had to step in and defend it. And he gets the blame. But the time was wrong in that budget. And now put the Prime Minister and sack one guy and maybe get rid of her and all the rest of it. And the pound was going bloody completely, utterly pear-shaped. So he had to do something. But I'm not sure it's going to be maintained. Okay. Yeah, if you want, I see downside. If you can afford the NAS, absolutely, I see downside. Yeah, well, if you want to go in now, I see downside there. We'll look at German 30 in a minute. We'll be selling it, by the way, because I believe in the American markets coming off to find the Europeans follow. So you're looking for selling it, okay? Ready? We can get a stop on this one. It's a bit wide there, so maybe I have to take a tighter stop. Maybe 100 pips or so. Where can we take it down to? I don't know what the potential of this one could come right down here. We'll start off with that one if you want to do it. Not against it. I still see downside. What's 100 pips on that? 156.50. And try this. Try this to start with. 15384. Yeah, you could actually aim lower. I think it's going to be about the 50 or even lower, to be honest, but you can start off with that if you like. 130 bucks a micro. Or if in dollars, what's that, about $8, $9, something like that. $8, $8.50 a micro. Off the top of my head. Anyway, do you want to do that one? A couple of guys might like it. I definitely see downside. I just got so badly shaken with these two massive green candles, which obviously react to the board of Bank of England, yeah. Well, Heather likes it. I'm going now if you want. Anyone else like it? Okay. GBP CAD. Give me a second, I'll round that down. 55.46. 1.55. I keep making 50.50. There we are. 156.50 and 153.84. Okay. If you're happy with that, fine. That's that tally up to you, of course. But I just say, to be honest, not a lot to do with it. It's like you go into the casino, look at the roulette table, and put the previous numbers that come up. That's a lot of BS. Every time you spin that wheel, it's a new spin. Doesn't matter what came up before. Just because it went wrong 3 times, I mean, you might have gone 3 times right. So the next time it'll be 4 times right. You know what I mean? But then again, whether we like to admit it or not, we're driven by idiosyncrasies, emotions, etc. If you feel emotion and comfortable with it, don't do it. And if you miss out, well, so be it. But at least, you know, your head's okay. It's all about getting your head right. Bloody flying in poms there, Bruce. These Flyman's Pom's about as much use as a warm beer, eh? You might boost at this. My sister went for a while, several years ago, over 20 years ago, something like that. Went to get, she worked for a car hire company, and got a manager's job in Edinburgh. And she used to tell everyone, because her accent stood out, no, she's from South Africa. The Scots ain't too fond of the English. So no, mind my accent, I'm from South Africa. Okay. Okay, so there we are. Anything else, guys? The moment, anyway, looks like the greenback is starting to strengthen a bit, which is good. Let's look quick at the yields. Yep, starting to strengthen a bit in that area there. Got back above 4. So we should get some downside on the German 30. Just knock this off. Should start getting some downside on the indices. Remember, higher yield, negative indices. Hey, who found this one? We've got something here, guys. Who the hell came up with this one? GDR 30. Who's this now? Can't find you. Some GR 30. Evangelist. Hang on a minute. Might have something here. Yeah, I like it. I would practice to be able to see something as quickly as that. Why don't I see it that quickly? Clearly, I just mentioned the yields going up. They follow the American markets. I see them coming off. I see it bearish. It's below the 200 and it's below the 50. And it ticked that on the dot. The sellers came in. I like it. Mr. Piri, I like it. Just look at the weekly before we get too ahead of ourselves. Support, resistance there. 4 hour. Slight in the buy area, but the sellers are coming in. I think that's going to hold. I think that's overcooked. I see some downside. Never mind what happened tomorrow on the German thing. Maybe we pull that up. Make it a bit higher up. It's a bit high, maybe a little bit lower. A little bit lower. Maybe it's not that. It's not that volatile. It's not like the Nasdaq. It's not as volatile, which is good. Maybe have a little tighter. Yeah, just make it straight 100 pips. Yeah. What's 100 pips on that? 12.8, 12.920. Make it 25. There we are. And the TP, we can take it right down here. 12.433. Yo. I'm going to leave the TP there. It's a bit wide. If you find a bit wide, maybe play safe and put it up here. Still get a decent risk reward. You always modify it, don't forget, guys. That'll do. Still get a risk reward, 180 odd bucks, $10. Good stuff, Zeph. Taking a minute. Yes, Evangelist, I like this one. Anyone want to join on this one? If you think the marks are going to go down, which I do, why would you not miss this one? And technically, this is about the best of the lot for a sell. I don't think make that big a difference. Might do, but I mean, I think so. Probably a bit negative anyway. And it'll probably come down nicely anyway by the time it comes out tomorrow anyway. You'd be nice to your stop loss in profit, so who cares? And it might be bad, and you do even better. Okay. No. Nice one. Put that, Mr. Piri. Call it 128.20. 129. Make it 29. Wow, 25 there. 125. 96. Okay, great. Nice one. Just before the close, eh? So I'm just in the trading room. Can you call me afterwards, please? Thanks, Ed. Bye. Okay. Quick question. How's it, Angel? Can look, we'll just have a look at the risk. It's increased because it's coming off as we speak. So if you, how much you got in your account? 2,000. If you're prepared, it's up to you. If you're prepared to risk 10% of your capital in the trade, you can do it. If you don't want to risk more than 100, you clearly can't. The smaller position size you take is that figure there. You get my point? S&P, same story. Don't touch the NASDAQ as mentioned. But yeah, it's up to you. I think 200 is about bordering. You start going above 200, you're overexposed. Remember, that's 10%. Once you start doing 15%, that's a large. But if you can handle it, it's up to you. It's just a suggestion. It's always your money. I'm suggesting you drive at 120. If you want to drive 140, that's fair enough, as long as you know that. A lot of guys are driving 180, not knowing they're breaking the law because they weren't aware of it. And that's where the problem comes in. So if you're comfortable to risk that amount of money to go for it, yes. Hope that okay, does answer your question. Good. You're a GBP. Not that off now. It's on this one. You're a GBP. I'm not sure I'm keen on this. But cut for the GBP, actually, the best of times. We've got a couple of good ones out to make up for it. But you're a GBP. What do you want to do with this one? Probably want to buy it. I think the pound's got a bit of weakness coming in. Technically, it's correct to buy it. So I do see some upside. But I'm going to use some foul language here. I'm scared shitless. Clap, clap, clap. I'm a bit nervous of it, but yeah, I do see a bit of upside. Might get, it's not a lot of follow through, Might get a bit of noise the 10-day, I don't know. How far up is that? I presume you're looking to buy. It's only 30 pips, you've got to take it up there. It's a possibility of getting back there. Not totally against it. I see the vision, not against it. It could well do that. I think the pound's due for a pullback. But I just think I prefer to do it against a stronger currency in the euro, personally speaking. So I won't be going for it for macroeconomic reasons, fundamental reasons, whatever you like to call it. But on a technical basis, I do see a bit of upside here. Oh, of course, it's 3 minutes. I think it's tomorrow. Careful about that. Beg your pardon, Zeph. Sorry. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, it's today. You're right. Well, just wait for it. It's coming out in a minute anyway, so let's have a look. It's a good point. Yes, coming out now. I don't know, tomorrow on the brain. That's why I need you guys. You need to remind me. Thank you. I suggested to the bosses that these should be paid. They said, well, you know, I'll take it off your salary then, Roger. So I backed off of it. Is it? Well, we're a long way to the stop loss. Broke through. Fantastic. Yeah, it's a long way from the stop loss. 1.11. So still 180 pips to go to the stop loss. So I won't worry about that too much. If it starts getting down that level, worry about it then. But yeah. Oh, sorry. You mean, should we move our stop loss? You great dick. Read it, Roger. Beg your pardon, Mike. Yeah, absolutely do. Make it 1.1350. I beg your pardon. 1.1350. Then you built in a profit. Thought you meant a TP. Sorry. And it's not age, it's the government's fault. That's why I missed that. Nothing to do with my age, nothing to do with it. Shep, we're about to close up. Sorry about that. Nice to have you at your age. Great party, you missed it. I was like, we're all going home, staggering home now. The booze has run out. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, move your stop loss. Is it flying? Is it going to? Oh, I think we could get a bounce to 1.13. That's my problem. But if you can hold down below it, great. But to maybe 1.1350, and it takes that out and jumps above, then you can sell it down again. And you have made a nice profit. Make another one. You get the idea. So it's a win-win situation. Good point, guys. GBP USD 1.1350. There you are. Modify. You're in a profit already this morning. Thanks for the reminder. I'm not in it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mine about the German. 2 seconds later, mine trade I'm not in. Zeferino, I don't know. I really don't know. Where's his sensitivity? Typical male. On a serious note, well bloody done. Yeah, 1.1350, yeah. Yeah, I suggest you do that. Might get a bit of a bounce, but so you can take that out. Oh, that's good. Let's have a look at some of the others. You might well do that. Never mind, it's 11 o'clock. Closed early yesterday. I'll make up for it now. It's more important. There's nothing happening. I'll close early. There's more happening. We go into overtime, no problem. Where do we get on the, because mine's different to yours, I know that. I think you got in 26, didn't you? Because I got a 6.3, so clearly I'm modifying mine. But let's take it out. Brilliant. Okay, I think you can move your stop down to entry on AUD USD. Okay, AUD USD, you can move down to entry. You got that, guys? Simple as that. Unless your entry is about, 62 or something, then a different ball game. But maybe move down to about 62.25. That's about the entry you might have got. EUR USD, anything happening on that one? What are you guys getting at? I got it at 63, you got it at 40. What the hell is it now? I think you got about 40 there. Now it's a bit early to try and jump in on that yet. I think just hold 5 for the moment. If you can take out 98, then you can start modifying your stop on that one. NZDJPY. And then we look at the German in a minute, see what's happening to German. NZDUSD. Where do you guys get in on 85? Yeah, if you can come down, if you can start taking up 56.50, you can modify stop just below entry on that one as well, and then you can't lose. But just hang 5 on the euro. Okay, the others you can do like I mentioned. Now I'll just check my economic calendar. Just give me a moment. I'll come up on that one for some reason. So I'll check on that other one. Just hold on a second, I'll go away. It takes a bit longer for the adverts to whisk through. Okay, it was expected minus 65.7 and actually 59.2. So the German sentiment was slightly better than expected. Not much, but slightly better. But you're never going to account for knee-jerk reactions. So we'll look at the German 30, see what effect it's had. We got in on the German 820. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. Yeah, had a little bit of a bounce, but is it going to be maintained? That's a 5-minute chart, guys. Had a bit of a bounce on that, slightly better, but nothing much. And it still seemed to be coming off. So there you are. Nice one, Mr. Evangelis. So, what's his name? Was it? Piri. Okay. So it's still starting to come off. See, it's not sustained. So, yeah, still a good trade. Brilliant. Excellent, guys. Okay. Righty. Happy. See you at 4. Nice to have the smile back on our faces. Great stuff. See you later. Cheers.